Charlie is a first grade student with autism. He has trouble focusing in class and often talks to other students during the instructional period of the day. This has become a recurring issue in the classroom, and his teacher, Mr. Taylor, is having a hard time finding a solution. Mr. Taylor used applied behavior analysis in hopes to modify Charlie's behavior. He tried using positive reinforcement. Every time Charlie would stay quiet and listen during instructional time, he would receive a sticker. Mr. Taylor also tried using negative punishment by taking away recess from Charlie every time he would disrupt the class. However, Charlie still struggled to pay attention and did not seem to be fazed by the reinforcements and punishments. One day, when Charlie was acting out, Mr. Taylor brought him aside and asked him why he did not want to cooperate like the rest of the class. Charlie explained that he never knows what he is supposed to be doing. Mr. Taylor realized that Charlie needed explicit instruction in order to be successful in the classroom. He began giving Charlie very direct, clear instructions each day and tried very hard to get Charlie engaged in learning. Mr. Taylor required frequent response from him along with the rest of the students so that Charlie did not feel singled out and embarrassed. He monitored Charlie's performance and realized that his behavior had improved. Charlie seemed to enjoy class a lot more now that he was participating and finding an interest in the material. Ever since Charlie's behavior has improved in the classroom, Mr. Taylor has noticed improvements in all subjects except for reading. Mr. Taylor pulled Charlie aside during independent reading time. During the acquisition stage of learning, Mr. Taylor gave step-by-step instruction about the basics of learning how to read. He gave Charlie simple books to read and taught the necessary skills with ease. Mr. Taylor knew when Charlie had entered the proficiency stage of learning because he was reading the lower-level books without any problems. Once Charlie was reading at grade level, it is important that he continue to practice in the maintenance stage of learning even though he was no longer receiving one-on-one instruction from Mr. Taylor. When Charlie becomes more advanced in reading, he will enter the generalization stage of learning, where he can apply his skills in environments other than the classroom. Perhaps he can read to his family at home. The next step was to make sure Charlie was actually comprehending what he was reading. Mr. Taylor used Bloom's taxonomy to check for understanding. He began by asking Charlie to recall what he knew about certain topics before reading. For example, if the book had a picture of a turtle on the front cover, he would ask Charlie to tell him everything he knew about turtles and ask him to make predictions about what might happen in the story. Then, after Charlie read the story out loud, Mr. Taylor would give him a worksheet with questions in order to check for understanding. Finally, Mr. Taylor would create ways to apply what Charlie read by asking questions such as, "What would happen if?" From this, Mr. Taylor was able to see that Charlie was comprehending what he was reading and thinking deeply about the material. As you can see, Mr. Taylor used several strategies to improve Charlie's behavior in academics. Applied behavior analysis, explicit instruction, the different learning stages, and Bloom's taxonomy all contributed to the modification of behavior and provided the student with the best learning environment possible.